everybody, my name's SL. You guys probably know who I am by now, but if you don't, I'm a YouTuber here on this channel. You know, what did you expect? You're here on YouTube. And today I'm going at you with a video I haven't done in a while, but I'm actually really excited to do again. So today we are doing a tier list of every single Kingdom Hearts world, and I will explain to you the tiers right now. We have Peak. This is for the best of the best Kingdom Hearts worlds. Then we have Base. This is when you're great, but you're not really peak yet. You need a bit more to reach peak. Mid, this is when you're just average. You're not great, but you're not bad either. Fell off is when you're a goddamn terrible world, and Deep Jungle is reserved for Deep Jungle because we all know it's the worst world in all of Kingdom Hearts. Let's get started. Okay, starting off with all the worlds in Kingdom Hearts 1, I feel like that would be the best way to do this. Okay, Destiny Islands. I'm gonna put it in. It is a great starting location, but I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna put it in mid, just because we never really go back there. The only times we ever really go to Destiny Islands are when we're doing the tutorial for Kingdom Hearts 1. We go there in Chain of Memories. We go there in Recoded, I'm pretty sure. And then there's cutscenes there in Birth by Sleep. You never really do much there. Oh yeah, and there's a cutscene at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. But you never really do much there other than in Kingdom Hearts 1 and Recoded. And then, yeah, I guess Chain of Memories, but that's Chain of Memories, so we're gonna put it in mid. Next, we're going to do Traverse Town. Traverse Town, I'm gonna put it, I'm gonna put it in base. Should it be base? Yeah, I'm gonna put it in base. I'm putting it in base because I feel like it's a pretty decent world. It's like, it's just a step above mid, which is the whole base category. You meet your whole party members, you get Donald and Goofy, you meet the Final Fantasy characters, you start to uncover a little bit of the plot. As well as that, you come back here a few times, it's your access to another world later on this tier. Yeah, a lot of good stuff happens in Traverse Town, so yeah, you know, I'm a bit more confident reasoning it through now. We're going to put it in base. Wonderland, I am going to put this in, I'm going to put this in mid, because this is a pseudo-tutorial. While it is a decent world, it's still a pseudo-tutorial, as well as that you're going to be looking around for the 4 pieces of evidence, really. And it is kind of boring in terms of the other worlds you go to later in the game. As well as that, when you go back there and Recoded, it's just a stealth mission. And Recoded, I'm pretty sure you can correct me on that if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is Recoded's the only game you go back to Wonderland in, which is missed opportunity, really. Because this world could have just been so much more than it was. I did like the boss, but it was a bit hard for your first boss that like wasn't the knight armor. Alright, I'm putting it in mid. Not a bad world, it could have just been so much more. Alright, Olympus Coliseum. Well, based on Kingdom Hearts 1, based. Judging solely Kingdom Hearts 1 Olympus, that one's actually pretty based. I actually really like it. Because it's not just you go back there for tournaments, and the tournaments in that game are actually pretty fun and engaging, and they're actually pretty challenging the later you get into the game. Like the Hades Cup is like 50 brackets, and then there's the Platinum match, and if you played the Platinum match, you know what it's like, as well as beating it. Yeah, I'm putting it in base. As well as that, it's pretty good the first time you go there. You meet Cloud, you fight Cerberus, even if it's a pretty hard boss, but like justifiably hard. It's a different set of hard to the I don't know what it's called. The Trickster, that's what the Heartless is called. Yeah, I think Cerberus is a better boss. It just has more character to it. And as well as that, fighting Cloud. As well as that, Cloud is an optional fight. You can lose that if you want to, and like the story progress. I think that's really cool. I don't see much games that have like optional win fights. Anyway, Olympus based. Sorry, Olympus Kingdom Hearts 1 based. Deep Jungle, we already have your place for you. Need I say more? After that, you go back to Traverse Town, and then you go to Agrabah. It seems like there isn't one for solely Kingdom Hearts 2 locations that return, so I'm gonna put this in. You guys are probably gonna hate me for this. I'm putting it in mid. The reason why I'm putting it in mid is that Kingdom Hearts 1 Agrabah is just a giant labyrinth. Like, tell me you never got lost in Agrabah without using a guide, because I don't believe you. And then when you go to Kingdom Hearts 2, it's the plot of the sequel movies, which aren't really all that good in my opinion. And then the boss fights are just, I like the Fire and Freeze boss, that's pretty cool, but the 2 Jafar fights are just kind of meh. In Kingdom Hearts 1, you fight Iago instead of actually fighting Jafar, which would have been so much cooler. Chain of Memories is the same, you just fight Iago again, but now you have cards. And then in Kingdom Hearts 2, you do fight Jafar, but it's kind of underwhelming because you're on carpet, so your abilities are just like you don't have the abilities you normally do because you're on carpet. I don't like the Agrabah worlds. They're a pain in my opinion. I mean, maybe I could put it in base, but I just feel like mid is just better. It's not terrible. I don't hate the worlds, but like they're not that impressive either. Monstro fell off. Monstro definitely fell off. I dread every time I replay Kingdom Hearts 1 to go to Monstro. I hate going to Monstro. It is the actual worst. I hate it with every fiber of my being. Like how I said, Agrabah in Kingdom Hearts 1 is a labyrinth. That was specifically the Cave of Wonders. That's only part of the world. All of Monstro is a giant labyrinth. Every area of Monstro is a labyrinth, and you do not know where you're going. You won't know where you're going. So with that said, Monstro, you just fell off. It is probably the worst world in Kingdom Hearts 1. Actually, scratch that. We're going to go to what a lot of people say is their least favorite world. And I'm going to do what's called a switcheroo. I don't think Atlantica's all that bad. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you guys are complaining about. I never had that much trouble in Atlantica. I got used to the swimming controls pretty quickly. I don't see what the giant hate's about. And let's be real. Kingdom Hearts 2 Atlantica is just a musical. You just have to sit there and listen to it. If you really don't want to listen to it, you can just mute your TV and do the button inputs. I don't know what the big deal with Atlantica is. And then in Chain of Memories, it's just normal story. You just have card battles instead. I don't see what the giant hate with Atlantica. Halloween Town, pretty based, honestly. You ask a lot of people what their favorite world in Kingdom Hearts 1 is, and a lot of people are going to say Halloween Town, and rightfully so. Music slaps all the time. I mean, all Kingdom Hearts music slaps, but this comes from directly comes from the movie, just like Under the Sea for Atlantica did. So that's already high points. And then as well as that, the monsters are so creative with this world, having like, you know, monster variants of themselves, as well as Zora, Dawn, and Goofy getting Halloween costumes like they did with sea creature costumes in Atlantica. And as well as that, the Keyblade for this world, pretty cool if I do say so myself. And it's also a Disney boss you get to fight, which you get to see less and less of as the series progresses. But yeah, Oogie Boogie's a pretty cool boss. I don't mind him. Halloween Town, pretty bait. As Kingdom Hearts 2, it just gets even better because they expand Halloween Town into giving you Christmas Town as well. And the Oogie Boogie fight in there is just even better. And then you fight a giant heartless machine that was made by the dock. And it just starts stealing presents from people. Like, come on, you don't get more creative than that. So yeah, Halloween Town, really, really based. Alright, Neverland, also pretty based. It does get a little bit challenging to control yourself flying for the first time. I know I struggle with it a little bit, but it's not something you can't get the hang of eventually. It's also pretty fun to fight in the air. Also, you kind of need to fly to be able to take down some of the enemies. As well as that, in this world, you get Glide. But, let's talk about how much of a douche Peter Pan is. Peter Pan is such a douche. He has one of those faces you just want to punch. Like, just look at this dude. Look at him. It reunites Sora, Riku, and Kairi. Riku's definitely gone in this full villain arc. So like Kairi's practically dead. She's just practically dead in this world. As well as that, you also get Tinkerbell, which is the best summon in Kingdom Hearts 1, hands down, because she's just a health regen, and you don't lose her until you game over, I'm pretty sure. Or what should be a game over, and she just revives you with a little bit of health left. Yeah, but Tinkerbell, great summon. Also, this world has just killer music. The battle theme for this world is so good. I love it so much. Yeah. And Captain Hook's also a really fun boss as well, and can be quite challenging when you're under-leveled. So yeah, base world. Hollow Bastion, yeah, again, Kingdom Hearts kind of kills it with late game. It's not a world I'm typically excited to go back and visit, so that's what's keeping it at a peak. The main reason I don't like it is because of how long it is, and with Kingdom Hearts 1 controls, it's not the best to really play. Kingdom Hearts 1 is like the lowest of like the mainline games. Like if you're ranking 1, 2, and 3, 1 will always be at the lowest of the tier list, like except for a few given people's like tier lists. But you have to admit that Kingdom Hearts 1 isn't up to the level of gameplay Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3 is. Of course, Kingdom Hearts 3 is on the PS4, but like Kingdom Hearts 2 is still on the PS2, so it's a lot of puzzles. And while I do like puzzles, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy a good puzzle. It's not really fun to backtrack over and back with it. But I do get to the final area, they kind of have to pad it out somehow. But yeah, I think it's just a bit too puzzly and not enough action. Although that does change when you get to the end and you fight Riku. But I don't like it too much in Kingdom Hearts 1. But it's like, I still like it enough to put it in base. It's just not peak, in my opinion. Winnie the Pooh, mid. There's no other placement for this. It's just mid. It's definitely not based. It's absolutely not based. Actually, I'm consider. You know what? Yeah, actually, for Kingdom Hearts 2 having the worst minigames, you're going from mid to fell off. The minigames just kind of killed this world for me. Yeah, you know what? No, I'm more confident this. 100 Acre Wood fell off. It's just so boring. You get good items out of there, but that's the only reason you're going to do the 100 Acre Wood. The minigames are not fun. In any of the games it is in Kingdom Hearts 1, it's in Chain of Memories, it's in Kingdom Hearts 2, and it's in Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't know any others. It's technically in Birth by Sleep, but it's not really a visible world. It's a board game you go to. So yeah, the minigames are not fun. None of them are fun. There's no minigame I would go back to play for any other reason than completing the journal. I would never go back to a Winnie the Pooh world unless I A, forgot an item, there's puzzle pieces there, or stuff like that, or B, to complete the journal. That's the only reason I would go back to the 100 Acre Wood, other than my first visit there, to complete the world and get the items. So yeah, it just fell off. The minigames really killed 100 Acre Wood. Kingdom Hearts 3 is the best one though, but even then it's not great because it's not original. It's the same minigame 3 times with a new mechanic added in. It's the Crash Bash of Kingdom Hearts 100 Acre Wood minigames. Let me know if you get that reference down below. I will love you forever. Yeah, fell off. Next world. Now we have the end of the world. Okay, I'm gonna put it in fell off because, and hear me out on this, the final boss is the only part we like of this world. Let's just be real. Well, I guess you could like the gauntlet as well, but like, who likes walking through the end of the world? It's a world full of invisible walls. It's not fun to traverse, like, at all. I love the final boss. The final boss of Kingdom Hearts 1 is amazing, but it's not fun to walk through the end of the world to get there. Like, let's just be real here. Who really likes the end of the world to just walk around in? Yeah, the enemies are tough and give you a ton of EXP, but so does the Hades Cup in Kingdom Hearts 1. But yeah, it just fell off. The final boss is the only reason it's not just another deep jungle. And with that, we're on to Chain of Memories. They all suck. Except Castle Oblivion is the only real new world they add in. They also add in Twilight Town, but I feel like it's wrong to rank it here. I'm gonna wait till Kingdom Hearts 2 to rank that because that drastically brings it up. But Castle Oblivion, I'm gonna put it in mid. The only reason I put Castle Oblivion in mid is because the card battling. Like, even though I personally enjoy it, I understand how frustrating it is. As well as that, this is the last world in the game, so you really have to strategize with your world cards and how to traverse. But it's not the fun kind of strategize, it's the how can I actually get this without having to grind or go back to previous worlds, because it's not fun to do that in Chain of Memories. So yeah, it's going in mid. It's a great design though. I like Castle Oblivion in terms of like aesthetic, but it's not fun to play in. Arguably the best game in the series, but now we're gonna rank the worlds. As I said in that very, very, very brief Chain of Memories segment, we're first doing Twilight Town. That's going up in peak. Like, let's be real, that's going up in peak. Who doesn't love Twilight Town? Twilight Town just has this homey vibe to it, and the music there is just so chill and relaxing. I use it to study to and work to assignments when I just need to vibe and just focus. Like, Lazy Afternoon is somewhere in that playlist that I listen to. It's so good. As well as that, like, the Roxas prologue isn't even that bad. Yeah, it's long. It is long, but like, at least you're doing something fun during it, unlike Kingdom Hearts 1, which was just a fetch quest. And then Kingdom Hearts 3 comes back, and it's just your main hub in Kingdom Hearts 3. You do everything through Twilight Town. And in Kingdom Hearts 3, it's just your main hub. This is how you get to the 100 Acre Wood in Kingdom Hearts 3. It's also the only place with the only physical Moogle, even though you can go to the hologram Moogles. It's also the place where the bistro is. Yes, you can go to the bistro for any save point, but let's be real, you're gonna go back to Twilight Town so you can physically go to the bistro, let's be real. So yeah, Twilight Town, peak, as it should be. So next we do Hollow Bastion. Again, I'd put it in based. But there's no real icon for it, so yeah, we're just gonna leave it at that. Mulan, mid. Yeah, it's the first world you go to, so it does kind of suffer from that problem, but it throws a ton of enemies that you shouldn't be able to fight at your level, and they do it anyway, and they expect you to win. When your only real strategy is just go Valor Form and hope, as well as just mastering blocking. And then after that, the boss is way too easy. So like it's just this mix of like, do you want to be too hard or do you want to be too easy? And there's no in between with Mulan World. It's either too hard at the beginning or it's too easy at the end. Second visit though is actually a lot better when you meet Xigbar and you fight Riku, even though you don't know it's Riku, but you know it's Riku. And then the boss just still kind of is a letdown. It's just a heartless dragon. Yeah, I'm putting it in mid. It's not bad, but it's nothing to really write home about. Beast Castle also pretty mid. It's not the worst world you go to. I just feel like it's a bit too linear. There's not really much interesting to it. Like there's just the side rooms you go to get the Beast and Bells room, and there's a dungeon. That's really it. There's not too much interesting in terms of design and level layout. But the Zaldin fight in your second visit is pretty good, but it is brutal if you don't know what you're doing. So like it doesn't really save it. It just kind of aggravates you at some points unless you really know what you're doing. So yeah, that's Beast Castle. So there's no icon for Kingdom Hearts 2 Olympus, so I'm just gonna tell you that's going in fell off. I did not like the Olympus world. Yeah, it's cool to have Auron, who's from Final Fantasy X, and I've been playing Final Fantasy X recently, so it's so cool to have Auron around. But really, it's not really all that great afterwards, because you get Auron, pretty cool. You fight Cerberus again, also base. You go up, do a few training matches in the original Coliseum from Kingdom Hearts 1, and then you go and fight Pete. You go fight Pete, of all people. And then on your second visit, you're just doing a tournament arc, really. Except the tournaments in this game are nowhere, and I mean nowhere near as fun as the tournaments in Kingdom Hearts 1 for some reason. Did any of you else feel like that? I don't know, I just felt like the tournaments were never really all that fun in Kingdom Hearts 2. There was so much more fun in Kingdom Hearts 1. At least the Hades fight is pretty cool, and it is actually kind of original, where in a sense you need to smack the Aura Spheres at it so that he's actually vulnerable enough to attack, otherwise he's just invulnerable. But yeah, this world just fell off. Kingdom Hearts 2 Olympus just fell off. Disney Castle on its own absolutely fell off. There is nothing, and I mean nothing, interesting about Disney Castle. What you're really excited to do when you go to Disney Castle is actually visit this world, Timeless River. This is absolutely going up in peak, no question about it. Timeless River is absolutely peak. It is one of my favorite worlds in the series, and I'm pretty sure anyone who's played Kingdom Hearts 2 can tell you why. What it is, you go back to a completely black and white world, back when Disney had to start in black and white cartoons. I think it was just so creative, and look at the Sora design for this world. He looks so adorable in this art style. As well as that, the whole world sounds like it's being played for a cassette tape, which would have happened if this played, like, when this style was being used. I really love it. This whole world just screams nostalgia vibes, as well as that we actually get to see old Pete and even fight both with and against him, which is so funny to me. And I just love this world. This world is just so cute and adorable. If you hate Timeless River, you do not have a heart. After that, we have a world which I think is pretty base, and I can't rank a second time. What the fuck, guys? Make better tier lists. So I'm gonna put it in based for now, because it's only based in Kingdom Hearts 2. Just wait till I talk about it in Kingdom Hearts 3. But Kingdom Hearts 2 version is actually still pretty base, because I like the idea of the pirates being weak to magic, because magic doesn't exist in their universe. As well as that, you can only hit them when they're under the light of the full moon, which is obviously taken from the movie. I think this is cool and creative, as well as that, the battle theme for this world. It's literally, he's a pirate from the movies. Like, come on. As well as that, Sora's just childlike wonder at being in this world because he loves pirates is just so endearing to watch. Pride Rock. I'm putting Pride Rock in based. First, you go into a full-fledged lion, which is, like, look at Lion Sora. That's drip. That is drip right there. As well as that, like, who doesn't love Lion King? Who doesn't love Lion King here? Lion King is a really good Disney movie. As well as that, the return of Simba into party, it's really cool. He's only a summon in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 3, so to have him actually in your party is really cool to have. So it's just a nice breath of fresh air to get to play as Lion Sora for once. Like, Lion Sora is, like, it's just cool to play as. He's got just as fluid movements. It's just a nice change of pace. As well as that, you go back to normal Sora, like, in the next world. It's not even that long. Yeah, it's fun to just run around this world as Lion Sora. Although there is one negative to the Lion King world, Lion Pete. This is absolute nightmare if you will. Whatever Disney or Square dev signed off on this, you have a special place in hell waiting for you. Now the Tron world. You guys are probably gonna hate me. This is going in mid. I'm sorry, but I'm also not sorry. Tron world, it has its parts. There's this cool part where you're on the Yeah, the light cycle is it's pretty fun to play as its sword, although it is a little bit difficult. And then on top of that, this world is there's not much to it. Sure, the like cybery atmosphere is cool every once in a while, but like it's honestly not much compared to the other visual beauties we get in this game. Like stuff like Lion King and Timeless River just outclass this by like tenfold. It's really not that cool or interesting after a while. Alright, after that you go to all the worlds again, and the only new world is the world that never was. Absolute peak. The world that never was is amazing, but unlike the end of the world, it's actually fun to walk through this because there's not invisible walls everywhere. As well as that, this world is full of nobodies, so it is actually perfect for grinding. Just go to Gullwing, get your HP under half, and then just Fundaga your way through it. As well as that, it's so cool. You have the Roxas fight here, you have the Xigbar fight here, you have the Luxord fight here, you have the Saïx fight, and you have the final boss here. Like, that is just a stacked lineup. It is so good. And as well as that, you just get that final little bit of story that's just like, yes, so good. Just that tiny little bit. It's so good, guys. It's so good. It's such a good world. I love it. And the music that plays there is so chill. I could vibe to this song for hours. Probably have already. Alright, Birth by Sleep, the land of departure. It should go in fell off, but I'm putting it in mid. Okay, I'll actually be serious and talk about it for a bit. So I really do like the land of departure. It's firstly there's the music I mentioned before. I know it's not like up there to all the great Kingdom Hearts track, but I don't know. To me, it just sounds like that forest theme from Mario and Luigi about its Inside Story. So I'm just attached to it because I love Inside Story. As well as that, this is where one of your secret bosses is, and one of the hardest secret bosses in the series, Mysterious Figure. Good luck if you ever go to fight him. As well as that, there's also the fact that it's not big, so you can just go back and get the chest in there anytime you want. And it's also a cool fight against Ericus there in Terra's story, which is also really dope. Yeah, it really can't go any higher than mid because there's like I'm struggling of stuff to say about it because there's not much to say about it. But I do love the music track here, and the stuff you do in this world pretty cool, but it can't go any higher than mid. Castle of Dreams, let's be real, fell off. Castle of Dreams is okay in Terra's story, but once you go inside the walls of the house in Ven and Aqua's story, this world is just annoying to me. There's nothing fun about being inside the walls of the house in Aqua and Ven's story, and that's why you spend like almost all of Ven's story just inside the walls. It's not fun, like not at all. Enchanted Dominion, this also fell off. I understand this game was on the PSP, so I can't be too harsh on it. Even then, there's still worlds that are better designed than this. So yeah, Enchanted Dominion, there's nothing really interesting about it. There's nothing interesting about it. There's Maleficent's Castle, which is kind of cool, but even then I don't like it because it's just a teleport. You just teleport yourself everywhere, and it's so hard to get used to where you're supposed to go. I get lost every time I replay Birth by Sleep, have to do Ven's story and go through the teleport room again. It's not fun, like at all. I do like the bosses here though. Unversed, Spinning Needle, don't like that one. That one's kind of weird. And the two Maleficent fights are good. The one where you do Ven with the Tree Fairies is cool, and then Aqua with Prince Philip is also pretty good. Yeah, there's nothing too much for it past the boss. Music is just meh. World design, it's the forest part is cool, but not the forest and Aurora's castle is cool, but not Maleficent's castle. I don't like Maleficent's side of the world at all. So yeah, it's just kind of meh for me. Dwarf Woodlands. Yeah, I gotta put this one in. I'm gonna put this one in mid. This is not as bad as those ones, but it's still not good. The only part I don't like about this world is the underground cellar because that is it's just not fun and interesting to run around in. But the fight you do as Terra and Aqua against the magic mirror, I really like. It's a very creative boss. So you have to find the mask hidden in amongst just a bunch of masks because it looks slightly different. As well as the fact I actually like the forest part of this, as well as when you play as Ven and you fight an unversed apple tree. I think this is a great world. I really enjoy it. So yeah, I like this one. It's just mid though. Radiant Garden. You know what? Do you beat the exception of mid? do you possibly go up into the base category? Yeah, you go into base. The reason why I like this one is because while this world is big, it's not big to the point where you'll actually get lost. If you see a screenshot of somewhere in Radiant Garden, you'll more than likely know where you're going. As well as that, every boss here is cool. You do a fight with Terra and Aqua as your party members against a giant unversed suit of armor. And then as Terra, you fight Braig. No, actually, the metal armor is your only fight as Ven. As Aqua, you don't fight anyone here as well. No, but you do a team attack. You do a team fight with Mickey as your party member, which is pretty cool. You don't get to fight with Mickey Mouse much in your party, so like, come on. When can you say you've seen Mickey Mouse kick the shit out of enemies? Like, come on. So yeah, Radiant Garden, pretty cool. I really like it. Also comes back in like future games, which like for a lot of story importance, so it's really, really important that you know what Radiant Garden's about. But yeah, I like it. Disney Town isn't here, and rightfully so, because I would absolutely end up in Fell Off. I do not like Disney Town at all. The underground section, any underground section in Kingdom Hearts is bad, I think. At least I don't remember one that's fun. As well as that, there's no real boss fight here. It's just mini games, and none of them are really fun. Rhythm game, bullshit. Kart racing feels like you're controlling butter. And then Fruit Ball is just Fruit Ball, and even then it's not that good. It's Fruit Ball. It's literally in the name. The only reason I'd really go back here is to get some good items, because there are some decently good items hidden in here, but even then it's not too worth it. It's in Fell Off. Also, Olympus Coliseum comes back in this game. I'd just keep it in, it's mid. No, it's in mid, because you do get to fight tournaments in that. But they're not optional, though. They're not, like, tournaments you can just come back and do over and over again. These are tournaments in the story, but hey, it has good tournaments. This is more than Kingdom Hearts 2 did. But it's cool. I also like that Zack's in this world. It makes sense. Cloud was in Kingdom Hearts 1. This one gets Zack. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. As well as that Ven is the ultimate sass master in this world. I love him.
But you'll visit, right?
I'll stop by once you're a true hero.
Stop by once me and him are both heroes.
Oh, so you mean never come back?
So yeah, but it's nothing more than mid. It's also like 3 rooms big. Deep Space, mid. You can get lost here, but not to the degree that you can get lost in something like Deep Jungle. Still not good. You're walking around in the prison ship, really, so like there's not much to look at. There's not much that's environmentally like great. The saving grace of this world is that it's Lilo and Stitch inspired, so the comedy of course is up there. Because we've got Stitch. Stitch is just a funny guy. I like the boss fights in this world. It was a bit challenging on my first run, but on subsequent runs I actually did like the bosses. You've got one of the other experiments. You've also got Stitch in your party with Ven against a unversed squid, and then as Aqua you've got Gontu, which is fun. But yeah, this world, it's not too fun to traverse around it though, in my opinion. There's always that. This is one of those worlds that always has that one treasure missing that you can never find, even though you've been everywhere 3 times. I'm not gonna rank it here because it deserves to be ranked later in the video, but Keyblade Graveyard for Birth by Sleep, that goes in base. Same with Neverland, base. They're both great. Neverland has great bosses with Captain Hook, Vanitas. I really like the Neverland world. Peter Pan isn't as much as a douche, but he hangs out with these 2 weird kids. I don't like them. They just make me uncomfortable every time they're on screen, especially this one. I don't know why it's his voice. Like, just listen to this kid.
Of the expedition.
We're going on a treasure hunt, and that's our map you got.
Ugh, it's just unsettling. And then Keyblade Graveyard. Keyblade Graveyard is awesome. It's the final area of this world. It has such a cool design. Like, think about it, guys. It's a graveyard for Keyblades. This is just where the Keyblades of dead Keyblade wielders go. But yeah, Keyblade Graveyard, absolutely based. I love it. It's such a cool design for a final area. Alright, Dream Drop Distance. Not my favorite set of worlds, to be perfectly honest with you. Now you see Traverse Town is based, and it stays based for the sole existence of the Twiwi characters being there. You get to meet Nephew, Josh, Beat, Ryan, and Joshua in Traverse Town, with just, oh my god, this world is just yes, as well as that Twiwi music plays over it. I love. If you guys come to my streams and listen to my ending and starting songs, like, 9 times out of 10 it would be a Tui song, and I listen to Tui music all the time. It's so good, guys. Please, 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 if you're watching this and you've never heard a Tui soundtrack, give it a listen. Please, you will not be disappointed. It is so good. Everything about that world is great. And then, of course, just the song for Traverse Town in general for Dream Drop Distance. It's so, so, so chill, guys. Like, you could fall asleep to this. I love it. Traverse Town and Dream Drop Distance, it's just bass. It's honestly, it's like on the edge of bass and peak. But that's probably just because I love Tui so much. We need Traverse Town to come back in Kingdom Hearts 5 because it's confirmed that'll happen in 4. Well, not the Traverse Town won't come back, but the Tui characters won't be there. We need Traverse Town to come back in Kingdom Hearts 5 and have the Neo Tui characters in there. We need this. Alright, but now the rest of the world in Dream Drop Distance are not all that good. I don't know how to say this in French.
La cite de la cloche.
Fell off. It's not fun to navigate. It's not deep jungle bad. Oh boy, is it close. It is very, very close. It's not fun. The boss fight as well, it's hard if you're under-leveled. It takes a lot of attempts for me as Riku to beat it, because Riku just does not, like, while it's his game, he doesn't get as much opportunities to level up as Sora does. Music also just doesn't, neither the battle or just the normal chill version of this world is that good for me. The OST of Dream Drop Distance is not fun. It's, honestly, it's not memorable at all. There's just a few standout tracks, but I really don't like the OST for Dream Drop Distance, yeah.
La cite de la cloche.
It's just a world I need to get through. It's just a means to an end. It's not something I want to go through. Same with Prankster's Paradise, that fell off. Firstly, the Riku side of this world, it's just Monstro again. No one liked it in Kingdom Hearts 1, and no one likes it here. It's just Monstro again. Prankster's Paradise is Sora though, it is actually a bit better. Actually, if we're ranking Prankster's Paradise, if we're just ranking Prankster's Paradise, I'd actually put it in mid. I wouldn't put it any higher than mid, but I put it in mid. Yeah, okay. For Prankster's Paradise alone, it goes in mid. But I can't really give it anything higher than that. I do like Prankster's Paradise. It's cool to run around in the giant theme park. It is really cool, but it's just mid. As well as that, just the whole host, the theme park, the Sora's World is not fun. I don't know why it wasn't just contained to the theme park. That would have been so much better. But no, you're made to go chase after Monstro, and you fight a giant green eater crab. Yeah, it's not a fun boss fight either. So yeah, it's just mid. The grid actually goes in base. The grid is so much better than Space Paranoids. While it is unfortunate you don't get any Disney characters in your party in Dream Drop Distance, which is unfortunate, rest in peace Disney party members. But, and this is an important but here, but it's really fun. I did say the OST is the weakest part of Dream Drop Distance, but that is the exception in this world. The OST is actually really good here. I do like the music for Dream Drop Distance of this world. This world's both battle theme and exploration theme are both really good, especially the battle theme. As well as that the bosses are really cool. In Sora's Story, you actually get one of the very few, and I mean very few, Disney bosses you actually fight in Dream Drop Distance. I can think of two Disney bosses, and this world is one of them. As Sora, you get to fight Rinsler, aka Tron, if you've seen the movie. But yeah, it's really cool, and it's also a difficult boss fight if you're under-leveled. So, which is something I enjoy. I enjoy difficult, but I don't enjoy bullshit difficult. There's a difference. There's a difference, and it's a substantial difference. And Riku's side is pretty good as well. It's just you fight a Dream Eater, which is not as fun. But I do like Riku's side as well. Riku's side is pretty fun. In Riku's side, at least you get to explore more of the grid, which is cool. And you also get to ride Light Cycle against Riku, which is always fun. I forgot the Musketeer world. The fuck? Oh, I thought
La cite de la cloche.
it was Musketeer world. Whoops. Yeah, they don't have Hunchback of Notre Dame. That is funny. Musketeers actually goes in the face. I actually really like it. It's pretty cool because I actually really I know not a lot of people knew about it, but I actually watched the Mickey Mouse version of the Musketeers a lot growing up. It's like back when video rental stores were always the thing. This would be one of my go-to movies to rent out and watch, and then before we had to give it back. That and Sonic X. So it was always a switch between Musketeers and then Sonic X DVDs. You know, both sides of my spectrum, really. Funny movie, funny world. It's just, how could you not enjoy it? As well as that Riku's side is like 20 minutes long. It's not even that much of a pain to do. I feel like they took half of Riku's world and then just said, here's Sora, you can have it, because you're Sora. I was like, but what about Riku? No, he just gets the leftovers. But it's kind of funny in a way how short Riku's is in comparison to Sora. Sora's will take you like an hour, and then Riku's side is like 20 minutes long, if even. Alright, I fell off. Symphony World is not interesting. It's just big. The enemies are way too... Like, this is one of those bullshit difficult things. At least I feel like it is. So that it's not too interesting to explore. Honestly, the Symphony World gives me a headache. It gives me a headache. I don't like traversing it. It's way too big and open. The worlds are just... The rooms are just too big for you to actually, like, get anywhere in it. It's just not fun. And as well as that, the music just isn't good. I do like the spellcaster boss on Sora's side, though. That is actually pretty fun. But I do like the boss of Sora's side. That is actually, the spellcaster is actually pretty fun and just ties up the Tui plot line that we started in Traverse Town. So yeah, really cool. Next is the world that never was. It's already a peak. It would kind of fall down if Kingdom Hearts 2 wasn't as good as it was to the world that never was to give it that peak status. It's not as fun on Riku's side. Riku's side is very bullshit difficult, I feel like, at some points. Especially the fight against this game's like, let's be real, the Armor Ventus fight is not hard. The real final boss of that game is Young Xehanort. The fight against Young Xehanort is not fun. You need to really level grind for that one. And the only place you can really do that is the Symphony World without actually getting... Because your ass will get clapped so hard in the world that never was as Riku. As well as that, and the Ansem fight before that isn't even fun either. That's also something you'll get your ass clapped if you don't grind, and you have to go to that in the Symphony World where the EXP is lower than in the world that never was. Because you could just die in the world that never was. Something could look at you funny in the world that never was, and Riku would just die. As well as that, Sora's... At least Sora's side is a bit more easy to traverse, but it's not. It doesn't make it fun. It's very linear. Although I do like the Xemnas fight on Sora's side, it is very good. I do love the twist of the story, but I'm not going to say it here because, you know, spoilers. I need to talk about Daybreak Town. It fell off. It's in a mobile game. You can't even control it. The only reason I kind of semi-like Daybreak Town is the music. But that's all there is to it. Alright, Kingdom Hearts Tree. Some of the best worlds in this series belong to this game. I'm going to start with Olympus. Mid. I was vocal about how much I don't like Olympus in Kingdom Hearts 2, but I don't like Olympus in Kingdom Hearts 3 even less. Yeah, there's some cool moments like getting Kirk back in your party and going up the actual Mount Olympus. That's really cool. But there's no Colosseum here. At least... Even if I didn't like 2's Colosseum personally, at least 2 had a Colosseum. 3 does not have a Colosseum at all. There is 0 tournaments in Kingdom Hearts 3. At least it's mod to fix that in Kingdom Hearts 3, thanks Zeus. But, like, still, come on, guys. You dropped the ball with Olympus. At least the bosses are really cool where you fight the Titans. That's really nice. But the Rock Titan is kind of bullshit difficult at this point in the game. Both versions of them. Yeah, it's stupid, in my opinion. I don't like Olympus in this world. Toy Story World, peak. The toy box is so good. Firstly, the casual chill music for this world when you're not fighting is You've Got a Friend in Me. It's, yes. And also the battle theme is actually pretty good as well. As well as that the fighting here is so cool. So since you're a toy in this world, you can actually go inside other giant like action figures called Gigas and then shoot down your enemies. It's so great. And for the horde battles that Kingdom Hearts 3 has, like every fight is a horde battle, you kind of need to like arm up in a Gigas. And also you have both Woody and Buzz in your party because this is on the PS4. There's you can have more than 3 party members in your party, so it's just great. It is just great. As well as that Woody smack talks Young Xehanort, which is just so good.
Whatever you're talking about, I don't care. Put Buzz back the way he was, then get lost.
Or else what, Toy?
Yeah, I am a toy. And a friend. My guess is no one's ever loved you before.
Yeah, I love Toy Story World. It's great. Comedy, up there. Visuals, up there. Concept, up there. Gameplay, up there. Like, Toy Box is peak. Toy Box is peak. Kingdom of Corona, it's not the best, but it's gonna go in mid. Corona isn't great, but it's far from the worst thing in this game. There are far worse worlds in this game than Corona, and you guys know it. So I will keep it in mid, but yeah, I agree, it's not great. And that's purely Disney meddling. Disney definitely got a lot more involved in Kingdom Hearts 3, so they definitely had a lot more. They had a lot more to say about some of their princess movies being used, because princess movies are their moneymaker. So yeah, they kind of took action with Tangled. Monstropolis, that's going in based. It's not quite peak. Monsters Inc. is very linear in the way that you do it, but it's better than it was in Corona. Corona felt so constrained, and while this one definitely is like conveyor belt style as well, it's not like it doesn't feel like it is. You know what I mean? But even then, just the music doesn't do much for me here. Also, Monster, Sora, Donald, and Goofy is actual nightmare fuel. Once again, I need to reiterate, whoever fought and passed off on these designs, you have a special place in hell waiting for you. Arendelle. I think we can all justify Arendelle going in Deep Jungle. Just saying. So while Pirates is based in Kingdom Hearts 2, in Kingdom Hearts 3 it goes up to peak. The Pirates world in that game is so good. Firstly, Sora gets a fully decked out pirate outfit. We love this for him. Let's go, King. As well as that, you also get to control and sail a ship, which is very fun. I really enjoy doing it. They also add exclusive Heartless fights for when you're on the boat, which is very cool. Just shooting cannons and shit at other boats is so cool. As well as that, the boss theme, while it is a generic boss theme, it's one of my favorite boss themes in Kingdom Hearts. Eye of the Storm, I really like it. Now, this next world is my favorite world in the series. San Francisco. San Francisco, I love you. You are peak. You are peak. Firstly, San Francisco is based off Big Hero 6. Big Hero 6 is a superhero movie. You guys know me. I love superheroes. Like, look, it's one of them. You guys know me. I love superheroes. So, like, Big Hero 6 was also just a movie I really like. It's also just a really good movie in general. I love the day and night transitions between this world. It's so cool. I really like it. As well as that, the boss of Dark Baymax, one of the most original bosses in Kingdom Hearts 3, whereas you're not just fighting it on foot, you're actually fighting it flying, the remade Baymax that Hero made. Because what happens, I won't spoil for anyone who hasn't seen Big Hero 6, but yeah, you fight Baymax on Baymax. If you've seen the movie, and know about Kingdom Hearts, you can kind of piece together what happens. I really love the Big Hero 6 world. The only way it could have been better is if Sora got a superhero outfit, which is why I hope they add Marvel, so that Sora can get an actual superhero outfit. That's what I want most. Alright, and finally the world we've been waiting for me to rank. Keyblade Graveyard, peak. Keyblade Graveyard is absolute peak. It is so good. This is just a boss gauntlet, but like the fun kind of boss gauntlet. And when you replay it in Remind, while you're actually replaying it, you can play as the different characters like Riku, Roxas, and Aqua. It's so great. I love the Keyblade Graveyard in Kingdom Hearts 3. Yes, it's boss gauntlet, but I'm a guy who loves boss fights, so boss gauntlet is absolutely fine with me. So yeah, I love the Keyblade Graveyard. Alright, thank you guys for watching my Kingdom Hearts tier list. If you liked the video, please like it. Please share it to Kingdom Hearts fans. And feel free to let me know your disagreements or agreements in the comments below. Just be respectful, because this is my opinion. Anyway, I'm going to call it here. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.